And then Donald Trump, he plays golf with Bryson DeChambeau.
Yeah.
He goes on Theo Vaughn. He talks about Zins. And, you know, Democrats, I'm sorry, like, they haven't had a cool guy candidate in a while. And, like, with all due respect to Tim Walz, like, Tim Walz appeals to a lot of men. He also appeals to that guy, Bruce.
Yeah.
In Jeff's package. He's wearing a Future is Female shirt.
Yeah.
Like, that guy in Madison, Wisconsin is
Exactly.
already going to vote Democrat.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I think,
how do you reach the young men?
Yeah. Kamala Harris has suffered a bit of a blow to her election campaign after one of America's most powerful unions ruled out endorsing her. And this is the first time in 30 years that the International Brotherhood of Teamsters has failed to endorse a Democratic nominee. So the last time was back in 1966. Basil, what do you think this says about Kamala Harris's campaign strategy? How is she going wrong that she can't get the union on board?
Not a good sign, is it? I mean, if she hasn't got the unions on board, if they can't lock in on her the way that you would expect, and certainly the way history has suggested they would, that is a danger sign. And I guess at the heart of it, it's this lack of certainty around what Kamala Harris will stand for and how she will execute if indeed she becomes the President of the United States. So there's great uncertainty. We know she hasn't answered a whole lot of questions. She hasn't done many interviews where she's really been pushed, but this would be a major warning sign, and it does have it. This could run away. This could form could produce a cascading effect. So she'll be trying to bring this in, but if you can't get them to commit, well, you are in a spot of bother here.
Matt Canavan, how do you reckon the US election is looking at the moment? Who would you put your odds on?
Yeah, I'd put him on Trump. I think that poll you've mentioned demonstrates the major points, the major prism through which I'm looking at this election, and that is it's not really a national election. It's an election that cuts across mostly Midwest states, in Pennsylvania and in Michigan and in Wisconsin, Georgia, Arizona, Nevada too, but all of those states aren't really a good fit for a very liberal left-wing senator from San Francisco. And I think the most interesting thing about that Teamsters poll was that when they held some town hall straw polls earlier in the year, Biden was actually backed over Trump by the Teamsters, by those Teamsters members, by the union members. And that's completely reversed since they've changed to Kamala. And I just don't think the change is actually smart for the Democratic Party. She's not a good fit for the states that matter in a presidential election.
So your tip is Donald Trump. It is looking very close. Basil, just quickly before we go, what do you reckon this far out?
Well, look, if Kamala had to come on Triple M Perth, we would have given her a tough time just to even the ledger out. But maybe she's looking for the Triple M Perth interview at the moment. She's not going to get it, but maybe that's what she's looking for.
She's just waiting for them to put in the media request.
She'd be unburdened then.
All right, Matt Canavan, Basil Semplis, great to see you both.